All right, you're up, babe.
Hey, everybody. I'm trying to figure out my iPad. How you guys doing? Okay, we're live in like 17 different places. Cassidy's here. Don Kingston is here. Both the dogs are down here. There's a lot going on. Let us know you're watching. I am going to get on here and look at the comments. Hold on. Don Kingston, can you get me into the comments? Look, everybody, it's Don Kingston. Okay, guys, we have a lot of things happening, a lot of exciting stuff. So I have 15 giveaways to give away. And I have offers for anyone interested in buying the DreamBox that lives locally. I have, there's the comments. Hi, everybody. Rhonda, Peg, Danita. Hey, everybody. Vicky, Maria. Hi, everybody. Oh, good. Janice, hi. Everybody. Let us know if you can hear us okay. Let us know if you can see us. If you are watching on Facebook, Facebook Lives have been odd the last couple days. There's sometimes been a weird lag. So if you're having trouble watching it, we actually put the link to our YouTube channel below. So if you have weirdness, just hop on over to YouTube. It's the exact same live. I just want you to be able to see it. So here's what's happening. I have 15 things to give away. If you're on YouTube, Cassidy, I said 4, but we can do 5. If you're on YouTube, we will pick those names before we go off because YouTube doesn't save the comments. If you're watching any of the places we've got it on Facebook, which is 3 different places, you've got until, what's today? Is today Thursday? Saturday morning, I will pick the names from there. So if you're watching this on replay, you've got time to go in and answer over there. Here's what I'll tell you what I'm giving away. I'm giving away goodies that I purged while I was setting up my DreamBox. Everything is new in the packaging. You're just going to get a random assortment of things. I've got fabric. I've got wood crafts. I've got scrapbooking. I've got Cricut. I've got stamps. I just have a lot of things. So 15 people are going to get a goodie box from me of some things. Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm so excited. So we'll give everybody another minute or so to hop on. Here's my plan. I want to talk to you about some things. So I figured I would sit and then that way I could have my glass of wine at the same time. Happy Thursday, everybody. And then we're going to get up, move the table and the chair. Cassidy's going to start calling out some of the, or give me a piece of paper that has some of the questions on it. Because I want to make sure if you are thinking about getting a DreamBox, I want to make sure I answer all of your questions because I know that this is an investment. The other thing that's important to know is I actually paid for mine. Almost 90% of the influencers I know who have one of these got theirs for free. Create Room did not think I was worthy of one for free, so I paid for it. So when you're watching other reviews, that's just something to keep in mind because as I was looking, when people talk about whether it's worth it or not, make sure that they paid for it because if you didn't pay to get it, it's hard to say if it's worth it, if that makes sense. So I in fact have my receipt to show you that I made all these notes on. So I want to answer all the questions you have. The one caveat is things like factual things like, can you give me the exact measurements of this plastic bin and that? I put the link to Create Room in the comments. I want you to go straight to the source for that kind of information, or like, how much does XYZ cost? They might be having a sale over on Create Room, or they might have gone out of stock of something. So that kind of information, I'm just going to direct you straight to the source. I'm here to give you my thoughts, my opinions, and show you how everything worked. Okay. Everybody get tuned in? Hi. Oh, hi, Katie. Hi, everybody. You're so nice. Wait till you guys see this. I just told Cassidy I feel like I look like a stylish prisoner in this because this is a romper, but it's comfortable, so we're just going to wear it. Okay. So when I posted we were doing this Facebook Live or YouTube Live, I already got a couple of questions. So let's just get out there in front of it in the beginning and talk about the money because I think that's why that's the one thing I think that stops people from buying it. So let me get to my notes. If you buy the very most basic set that Create Room has, the most basic DreamBox, it is this exact thing. The door front is a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a little while. You get a half set of totes which I will also talk about. And this is if you choose to put it together yourself. So plainest door front, it's still exactly the same box. Door front is different. You get half a set of totes. I have more than that. And you have to assemble it yourself. The shipping is free. It's $22.99. I have a coupon code for $100 off. So that would be $21.99 for this thing, which I know is an investment. We'll talk about that sort of as we go along. Number two, because of COVID, because of shipping issues, by the way, this is made in the USA, so that's really fantastic. But just because of, everybody being shut down, if you ordered it today, you will get it the second or third week of August. So this is something that you order and then have to wait for. I did too. It actually, I didn't want to wait that long, but having it delivered the next day would not have helped me get mentally prepared for how I was going to arrange it. So that's something to keep in mind. Before we get started, I put this in the notes, if you live within an hour of Annapolis, Maryland, which is where I live, the first person if you buy a DreamBox and send me your receipt that shows you use my code, I will deliver to you the light top that I got, the light box I got on top that I didn't use, and also some of the bins. But anyway, look at the information. Two local people, I will physically come to your house and bring you some DreamBox things if you order it, but you guys can read all that information in there. Okay. Let's talk about the investment for a second. Yes, it's a lot of money. I totally hear you. I've been crafting for a long time. I think probably everybody here watching, you have been for a while. I can't tell you how much money I've spent over the years buying the plastic tubs at Michael's. Oh, I just saw on IKEA that this is a great craft solution. I've just sort of piecemealed my craft room for years and years and years and years and years. And it looked like it and it felt like it. And I was just having to cram stuff in, however, if this is a 6-drawer shelf, I had to try to fit everything in there. If this is only holds 10 inches across, I couldn't put paper in it. I get it because I bought one also. But the amount of money I have spent over the years just piecemealing random furniture and not ever being happy with it, I feel like I probably came close at some point. The other thing that's important for me is when we bought this, and I put a link to my Instagram highlight reel, I think this is in there. I got rid of seven pieces of furniture in this basement. I had a hutch, I had 2 IKEA cabinets, I had these weird banker shelves. This was 7 pieces of furniture that didn't really go together and didn't really look great and didn't really serve my needs. And now I have this one. So just something to keep in mind kind of as you go along. Let's talk about the size for a second. The box, when you get it, is huge. Again, this is in my Instagram stories. Listen to me when I tell you. Huge. I laid on top of it and it was not bigger. It was 2 of these, it's huge. We have an incredibly steep driveway and it snowed the day ours got delivered. So it was a little bit of a challenge getting here. And the delivery driver will not bring it inside. They deliver it to your driveway or into your garage or wherever you can get it. And then you have to physically unpack it and move it. Those of you who have been following me a while, and if you're new, hi, appreciate you guys. If you have been following me for a while, you know that my office is in my basement. So we had to, we live on a hill. So we had to come from our garage, walk around the side of the house on little tiny wood stairs, come all the way back through here, through our back porch and into here with every single piece. However, I think of the whole, how much do you think that box weighed, babe? Hundreds of pounds. Yeah. I think there were maybe only 2 pieces that we couldn't carry by ourselves. Everything else is just
wrapped together.
Yeah, pieces were wrapped together. But everything is doable. If you're just willing to make trips up and down the stairs, it is 100% doable.
Someone asked a great question.
Talk to me.
Assembly and related to IKEA. It's
Yes, it's basically, I actually found it to be easier, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was assembled like IKEA and in pieces to carry.
Yeah. So the question, if you guys didn't hear that, was how similar is it to an IKEA piece of furniture? We actually found it to be easier. And I'd say sturdier, wouldn't you, babe? I mean, this is not wood that you are going to pass down to 7 generations of your children, but we find it to be a higher quality, similar but higher quality to IKEA. I found it easier to put together. But every single piece except like those 1 or 2, we could easily, lift it up, walk it down the stairs, lift it up, walk it down the stairs. So it's not like you're getting 200-300-pound pieces of furniture you have to put together. You do have the option to have it delivered pre-made. However, I want to say it's like $500. There is no way they could have gotten it here. So like if you live in a 2nd floor apartment, or if you live on a townhouse, and you want to put it upstairs in your craft room, I 100% recommend putting it together yourself. Even if you pay someone, like some local handyman, to come help you, it's not going to be $500. So that's my tip. Do it yourself if you possibly can. And let's see. I think that's all the questions people originally had. This is the only fact I will share. I mean, I'll share other ones. This is 85,000 cubic inches of space. And the thing that for me was super important is that it goes tall, right? Like I was talking about, I bought the little IKEA shelves. I had some tables like this. Everything sort of ended here, and I was wasting all this space here. This is everything I need. Okay. I'm going to, let's real quick. No, I'll do this at the end. Let's move the table. Let's reveal gloriousness. I haven't even drank my wine. The dogs might get involved. There might be a lot of things happening. You guys can see my full prison jumpsuit. Cassidy will guess it. See? You guys are currently looking at my midsection. Okay, let me move all this stuff over. Don's gonna back it up. All right, there we go. Look at that beauty. Okay, Cassidy's got questions so far. Oh, and she wrote them nice and big. Okay, these are great questions. I'll walk back in. See, like this is a cute. It's not the most flattering thing.
Too bright now?
No, I don't think it's too bright. Do you guys think it's too bright? Let Don know if you think it's too bright. Is this the most flattering outfit I've ever worn? No. Is it comfortable like pajamas? Yes. So here we are. Okay. Number 1, are bins extra? That's a great question. So tonight I looked online, and the $22.99 that I mentioned included what's called a half set of bins. So that's 40. So you get an assortment of different, this size, and this size. You get an assortment of those. I paid for the 80 bin set, which was an additional $250. For me, it was worth it because I am not I just wanted all the things. And here's the other thing, and we'll talk about this towards the end. I way overbought, like way overbought. There are many things that I bought that you guys don't need, and I will tell you about that later. So I was glad to have the 80 because I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do with this. And I would have been bummed if I decided I wanted 25 of this size and I only got 12. So for me, the 80 bins was totally worth it. Create Room has, and I think this is on their website. If not, I'll post a link later. Create Room has an actual, it's called The Journey, where it's like a little workbook where they help you walk through what kind of crafter am I, how organized, So if I had taken the time to do that, I probably could have maybe gotten away with the 40, but for me, the 80 shelves was worth it. But the 40 bins comes with it. Today it comes with it. I don't know if it's extra and it's just on sale today, but when I looked today, the $22.99 included 4 bins. That's a great question. How do you ever close yours? Let's talk about that right now. Okay. So I'll close one side just to show you, but I leave mine open all the time because I have the room for it. This was built for people who maybe don't have, maybe have this in a guest room, and then when your guests come to visit, you need to close it up. As a matter of fact, We have some of our nephews coming to visit this weekend, and 2 of them are sleeping in the basement. So this baby's going to be closed. So that's a great question. Let me show you how easy it is to close. And this is with all the stuff still on top. So I'm going to take the outer door. Can everybody see me, babe? Over here. Take the outer door. By the way, I'll come back and talk about this in a second. Also, before I move it, let me talk about these origami. So when you have it open like this, I linked to these at the top. Look at all, I have 2 of these, one on each side. This is extra storage space that I made for myself. See, when you open it, you can only see about 3 or 4 inches of it, but it fits perfectly back there. So this closes. And again, I have stuff on top of everything. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. This closes. So this is the door I paid extra for that I don't ever see. So unless you're going to close yours, keep yours closed, and the front really means a lot to you, I'm not sure you need to pay extra. They do have a light gray whole ensemble. And I think they might have one other color, but as we can tell, I live white. So this side would also close all the way. I just don't want to knock all this stuff down. And then there's actually a latch up here, which I will be putting on when my nephews are here. But everything folds flat. So this is, and see, I don't have measurements. Oh. Is that probably?
They have it on the website.
They have it on the website. When it's open, it's 9 feet across. I want to say it's like, would you say it's like 4.5 feet, maybe 4 feet? Yeah. So that's how it closes. The other question I just saw, and I'll go back and get the piece of paper, is, are all the bins so colorful? Guys, this is the most exciting part about it. I'll come back to this in a second. This is the most exciting part. These are inserts. So those of you who, I feel like I'm looking to stand in front of the light. Those of you who follow me, I own a paper company called Kingston Crafts. This is my newest collection. So I actually, and this is a free SVG that Create Room has on their own website. You just cut these out and you just make them whatever color you want. So like when I do my next collection, I will change out the colors. Or if you're someone that loves purple, you could do it in all shades of purple, or you could do, I mean, whatever tickles your fancy. The only thing is, and this is a lesson I learned the hard way, these sizes you can do on any kind of paper. These sizes have to go diagonal on a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Oh, sorry. This size right here. There we go. The problem is, babe, I can't see because of this light. So I have no idea what's happening. These sizes right here have to go diagonal on a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So if you wanted to do pattern, the only kind of pattern you could really do is like a polka dot or something that's not going to matter the way, because I have like some really cute watermelon paper and some plaids and stuff. It did not look good when I tried to cut it at a diagonal. So you make these whatever size or whatever color you want. How portable is it to move across the room? Even with, so it's got wheels that come with. I'm not going to try to move it now because it's plugged in. Oh, okay. Don's going to switch the other camera so he can come stand close to us.
Go ahead and cut it over.
Hi, babe. Oh, she did already. She's so good. Cassidy's so good. So it comes with wheels. It's plugged in right now, so I'm not going to move it. But we actually I'm ashamed for you guys to see my craft room, but you can. Over there in the corner. Got it, babe. We had planned to have it over there in the corner and had it like halfway full. Most of the way full. And I was like, you know what? I don't like it over here. And so we folded. It took 2 of us to like, and we're on a hardwood floor.
Carpet. That's why it was hard to move.
Oh, it was on carpet. That's right. So it was on carpet. It took 2 of us to like give it some push, but it did it.
Old stretched out carpet. That's what.
But it did it on this hardwood floor. I bet it would be super easy. And the other thing oh, Don just said so we just had this floor put in, and Don said our contractors like moved it around. Oh, that's right. They did. They moved it around everywhere when they were putting in the flooring. So yes, you can totally move it. On carpet, it's going to be a little bit harder. Cassidy, how are we doing on questions? Am I getting?
How much it is again?
Just the very basics without that fancy door with the 40 pack of bins. And if you do it yourself, it's $22.99. My code is $100 off. That's like the most basic. I way overspent, which we will get to. Okay, let's start. I'm just going to start on one end and go to the other. Let's talk first about this. I got a bunch of questions from, again, those of you who follow me know that I sell a company called Diamond Press on HSN that sells metal dies and stamps. This is a magnet sheet. It was $45. If you are someone that does metal dies, I cannot, this is worth, I would have paid twice that for this. I'd almost finished filling this up and
They saw some quick flash on the
camera. Oh, that's okay. Don's having a good time.
Flip some settings.
Oh, you're good. This was $45, I believe. And as soon as this one fills up, I'm going to put one on the other door. It fits perfectly inside this little lip. So if you are someone that does metal dies, this is worth every penny. This little thing on the wall. All right, so you open this up. So the part where you have, and I hate to use this word, the least amount of flexibility is on the side doors because obviously they're only a couple inches wide. When we get to the other side, we'll see this is where you put all your small things. I could put pens in here. If I was a jewelry maker, I could put little bins of my jewelry in here. So here's how I sort of thought this through. There are things that I have and love that I forget to use. And so I wanted to make sure those things were on display. And one of those things are like mists and powders and gels and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did on these top three. So, but here's the thing. I've got these spread out because it needs to look good for television. But I still have like, look at all this room I've got. And because I don't close mine very often, I could actually like double stack some stuff. So don't think that you're limited, that it's not going to hold a much. Also, babe, can you show them these pegs? So much like IKEA furniture, you can move the shelves and the little lips around. He's going to go up and down. You're so fancy, babe. So you've got some leeway there. The only place you do not have any give is this. This piece is it sort of holds, yes, it makes it structurally sound. I just made it pretty with like colorful scissors and my lotion and pen and something I reach for all the time. So this you don't have any give over. It is there on both sides of the door. But then further down, again, you can put little tubs, you can put your paints. These tubs right here, you can buy. I'm going to show you when we get to the other side of the door why I think there are other cheaper options, but they look cute. The other thing that I was super excited about and hadn't thought through, I have always had a hard time storing my trimmers, my template boards, my scoring board. I just, out of curiosity, stuck these in here to see if they would hold, and they do. Like this right here, again, and everybody's going to be different, but this right here was so helpful to me. And I've had these spread all over everywhere. I forgot I had an envelope maker. Like being able to see these and have them organized was amazing for me. So now let's go on to the second section. And by the way, Don, I'm going to have Don sort of scan across here. If you're going to keep yours open, you've got additional storage space on top. I use mine for the display, mostly because it needs to look pretty for the TV, but you can have additional storage like the little plastic bins Don just passed. That's my chipboard. I store my diamond press machines up here. So it's even more storage. Okay, let's talk about those right here. Oh, here comes our puppy. 2 sets of bins that fit in this, 2 types. We've got these, which are the medium totes, and then these down here, which are the large totes. I have seen DreamBoxes where the whole thing is this kind of tote, or the whole thing is this kind of tote. That's what's so cool about this. Once you figure out what you're going to put in there, or what, like if you're not a scrapbooker, you might not need as many 12 by 12 totes. I still love scrapbooking. I still do a lot of card making and paper crafts. So 12 by 12 totes, or totes that fit 12 by 12 paper, is mostly what I needed. If you're somebody that does card making or needlepoint or sewing, and you want these medium bins, Birdie, are you going to lay down? Sure are. Then you could do a whole wall of these. Again, the only thing that is stuck in place is this shelf right here, because this makes it structurally sound. And once you put these together, you're not like, if tomorrow I give up scrapbooking and want to install these kind of shelves everywhere, all you do is pull these out. And I love that they have handles on both sides. All you do, pull these out, and these come out. So I could lay a shelf in there. I could move it up or down. It sits back in beautifully. And I don't know if you saw these little nubbies right here. Apparently that's the technical term. That sort of holds your tote in for you. Did I put it in the wrong one? We'll stick it back in. Okay. So let me just walk you through really quickly what I have on this side, and then we'll go to the next slide. Okay. Okay, Don's going to switch cameras. Cassidy, how we doing on questions?
They want to know what's in the tiny bins.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Can you switch me over, Cassidy?
We're getting so fancy over here, everybody. Hi. Okay, we're back. So I've had a lot of questions about my diamond press supplies. The dies and stamps, except for the metal dies that we've sold through, I keep all of that separate because that's my work stuff and I have to keep it organized. However, look at where I keep my folders. And look at how many this holds. So for those of you who don't know Diamond Press, it's this company and you use plastic folders for the metal dies. Look at how many folders are in there. So that's the kind of storage you're getting. In this size bin, in these size bins, so this is the E-Mark, which is a machine that I sold on HSN a while back. It keeps the machine and all of the supplies. So if you're somebody that has a lot of little, by that I mean like not a giant Cricut machine, and you want a way to keep all the supplies together, this is perfect for that. I keep my all my scissors and sharp objects in one. And then this one here's the amazing thing. I thought I would run out of room and not still be trying to cram stuff in. This bin right here is usually empty because I have so much extra room. But I wanted to show, a couple people had asked about stamps. You can take like this size stamp set and you can stack them in here if you're looking for a way. It does curl a little tiny bit of the sheet down at the bottom, but that's a way you can store it. Another way is if you have, so these are plastic sheets, plastic envelopes. If you wanted to do them long ways, I could fit 2 rows of plastic envelopes with the stamps and dies in them, and then just have the shelves adjusted accordingly. So a bunch of people, I know Diamond Press people were asking about storage. These bins would be perfect for storing your stamps and your dies. And here comes our big dog. Hi, buddy. He's having a rough day because it's raining outside. Then of course I've got my 12 by 12 paper. Here in the big bins, I sort everything by color. Hi, buddy. I sort everything by color. So I've got my white 12 by 12 papers and big embellishments in here, and then it goes on down the list. They're not color coordinated to what's in here. To me, that's fine. I just like the way the rainbows look. Like this is my black bin. This is my, watch out, buddy. This is my gray bin. So, and then this is my paper scraps. And it just goes on down the line. I also have, I use a cinch a lot. So I've got a tub that holds all my cinch supplies. I've got a tub that holds just random envelopes for cards. Whatever it is that here's where I keep a couple of the old acrylic blocks and old stamping tools. And then I got chipboard down here. It's whatever will fit for you. Okay, let's talk about these tiny ones. So I keep my big embellishments in here. My problem has always been, and tell me if you're with me, I would have a big 12 by 12, one of those plastic tubs that had a lid on it. And the little individual, the little gems or the little buttons or the little bows would get lost in the shuffle. So what I did is This is my bin of white paper and big embellishments. The little bin holds all the little white embellishments that I would have lost before. The greatest thing about this for me has been I have started using stuff that I'd forgotten about or lost. Thank you. Dawn's whispering for like 10 years. It just holds all the little things. So like here's the bin of all my, right? It's hard to keep track of these little things. You're filling all this in a space that otherwise, like I don't know what I would have done with it otherwise, but that's what I'm using it for. And that's what I look for. That goes all the way up. Now here was the greatest accidental invention of all time, or accidental discovery of all time. I actually like had enough of the small bins, didn't know what I was going to do with this space. Guys, it holds your 12 by 24 Cricut mats in there. Is that not the greatest thing that has ever happened? It also holds, if you have any of their 12 by 24 papers, it holds that perfectly. Again, I was storing those like on the floor, tucked under a desk, had no idea where they were, what I was doing with them, blah, 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 blah. Okay, more bins back up here. I have these, so these are embellishments and these are scrapbook papers, pink, pink, red, red. These are the colors I use most often, metallics at the bottom. So that's why I keep them here front and center. And also I think they look pretty. I did not cover these with the little papers because I just like how they look. And then in the center, again, those of you that have been following me for a while, I had, how many feet would you say? So I used to have on my other wall, was it 20 feet?
4 8-foot gutters.
4 8-foot. So I used to have plastic gutters to hold my ribbon. 4 8-foot gutters. Is that 32 feet? 32 feet's worth of ribbon storage I now have tucked in here. So I've got probably, I'll pull this out. So I don't know if you guys can see in there. So I've got probably 4 rolls deep of ribbon in there. This used to take up 32 feet on my wall. That's what I'm talking about when I say like this will change the way you organize your stuff. Okay. Let's hop over here and then we'll finish in the middle, if that's okay. Oh, here comes Don Kingston. How's it? Questions? We doing good on questions?
Good. A lot of people were asking about the magnet pieces.
Yeah. So it's you go to Create Room, go to Accessories, and it's called, I think, the magnet board. Oh, Don's drinking his cocktail. Let me get it going now. It's called, I think, the magnet board or the magnet sheet. I want to say it was $45. Somebody can double check me and let me know if I'm wrong. Oh, Don's going to look right now. Worth every penny. Every penny. Okay. Back over here. I've got just more small embellishments. I'm almost ashamed to show you guys this. So I've got this thing of twine. I have a problem with twine. I've got this thing. Okay, I got this thing of twine. That's my organized tub of twine. This is my disorganized. I mean, it's still organized, but it's like, this is my hot mess of twine. And then, babe, scan real quick over here to this wall. This is more twine. So, we're stuck. That's okay. But again, like before, I would have all my twine just in one tub, and it was a disorganized mess, as you can see. Now I go to this first, and I'm like, okay, let me work my way through this. It's just, I hope I am expressing to you. White magnetic board. How much is it?
$59.95.
Ooh, $59.95. It might have been on sale when I got it. Still, like I said, I would have paid double for it. It was amazing. So this has different, like this one has acrylic embellishments. It's just however you're going to organize your stuff. That's the great thing about it. Whatever tickles your fancy.
It has room for dividers.
It does have room for dividers. They were either out when I didn't get any in my kit, so I don't know if those are extra, but that was something that was really super helpful to me. Here's another one. All those little tiny random tools that you know you need. Hold my wine for 1 second. Oops, sorry guys. I'm gonna flip it around. All those little tiny, like there's a quilling tool in there. There's a there's something that holds the pom-poms for those of us that like chalk back in the day. all of these things were just sort of spread everywhere. Now they're in one small drawer and I know exactly where they are if I want to do something a little bit different. What else we got? Yeah, just more embellishments. So then over here, this is sorted by theme. So like I've got summer vacation, I've got travel, I've got Halloween, I've got Christmas, I've got patriotic or military because, you know, we're a military family. And my paper and my big embellishments go in here. And then my little embellishments go in here. And that's how I keep track of everything. It's amazing. I'm thrilled with it. Okay.
So since you talked about tools, do you want to talk about the toolkit you had that you didn't use?
Yeah, we'll talk about that a week closer when we're almost done. More paper over here. I've got some books over here. Then ink pads. I know a lot of people have asked about ink pads. Look at how many ink pads you can store in there in one tub. Is that not the greatest? 2 rows. What? I know. It's very exciting. So that's, you know, because I've got those all fit into each other. Here's another tub of my hot mess of ink pads. And then I've also got, I'll ask on scan down here. I've got my little tiny like square ink pads down here again, because I was always forget that I had those. And so now instead of looking, you know, spending 20 minutes rifling through all these, I just go in these and I'm like, oh, I need a purple ink pad, or oh, I need a black ink pad.
I'll panel that door. You want to talk what else is on that panel right there?
This one right here. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the fabric real quick one more time. Sorry, we're going up and down everywhere, everybody. I'm a pretty novice fabric person. I don't actually sew yet, but I can fit, look at how much fabric I can fit in here. Again, I have seen lots of people who, they don't even have tubs. They just use these shelves for their fabric. So it's whatever you are working with and whatever you want to put in your storage bins. Okay, last but not, or not, almost last but not least, we'll go over here. Enjoy my washi wall. So these little metal bars, I don't know if you guys, metal, there you go. See those right there? These are extra. If you're someone, again, who uses twine, who uses washi tape, who uses ribbon, I think these are totally worth it. There's a little plastic latch. I don't know if you guys can see it right there, that you just put into one of the little holes and then you rest it. So I could have moved these forward. I could have had them all the way back, but this has been amazing in helping me stay organized. And again, actually use my washi tape. Now let's talk to my marker users. I have a ton of markers in here. I also, if we scroll down, I've got some big paint in there. I've also got a ton of markers in these. Here, I'm gonna bend down. I got a ton of markers in these plastic bins. These are extra from Create Room. Here's my tip. Yes, they have a great, nice, wide mouth opening, but you can also fit ball jars in there. So if you've got a lot of ball jars, if you're okay with having glass, if you don't want the plastic, ball jars would be a more affordable, I think, option. And they look just as fun and they fit in there just as well. So that's something to keep in mind too. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the center. So another thing I paid extra for is these 3 drawers right here. These drawers are $99 for the 3. Would I buy it again? I don't know. They have become my junk drawers, and that's okay. So just keep that in mind. I mean, they're not super big. There, I'll pull it down. They're not super big. Like I use this one to hold, I do a little bit of like jewelry making. So again, it was $99. I'm not sure it was totally worth it, but I did it. So you guys can decide for yourselves if you want to. Now let's talk about the table. I don't know how to do this without you guys looking at my butt. So we're just getting into it. So it comes with this table included. I keep the table closed most of the time because again, I use this for TV and don't need it. However, I have done some Facebook Lives where I absolutely, and actually HSN, where I needed the extra space. So I pulled the table out, set it, and then I was able to do my videos or whatever and reach down to get supplies. So, but if you're gonna have this out all the time, it's amazing. So you lift it up. There's a couple things. These little latches right here hold it in place so that you are not going to hurt yourself. Look at all the storage that's underneath. Genius, I tell you. I have 2 sewing machines under there. I have my Gemini Junior. I have my cinch. I've got all kinds of like old plastic plates for dies. That's all more storage. Like, this is what I'm saying to you. Every inch is storage. So then when you want the table down, you just, here, sorry, we're all going to look at my butt for a minute. You can also change the height of this table. There's little nubbies, you know, that you see in most of the, I'll come around. So if you want it to be, can you see that, babe?
Yep.
If you want it to be taller, you just push it in, extend the leg. And that's why there's this extra bar down here. So we'll back it up, pull this forward. Oh, no, we won't because it's latched shut. So that pulls down. And if I had extended the legs, this little lip right here sits up like that, and that gives you a taller table. But I like mine all the way down. You can fit a full-size Cricut machine back here. Oh, my earrings just fell off. You can fit a full-size Cricut machine back there. And there's an opening for a power cord. We'll just leave this off. So my machine is always plugged in. This is the new Explorer 3, by the way, which is quite good. So you can keep all your machines plugged in, and then it's got enough give that like I could pull this out and start working. But when I'm done, I just tuck it away. So that's really cool. We link to this power cord. If you get, well, I mean, I love this power cord in general, but if you get the DreamBox, I think this was what, 25 bucks on Amazon or something like that. This is totally worth it because you can charge like your phone in here, USB stuff. Anyway, so this table comes with, it's not extra. It's not anything you have to do. That's sort of the standard. It can be tall. It can be like thigh height. I think that's it. Did we get it all? My gosh, Cassidy, how are we? Oh, more questions. Okay, good. Also, if you joined us late, we have 15 goodie bags of things to give away. If you are on YouTube, we will draw the names before we go. We'll actually do that in a minute or so. So if you're watching on YouTube and haven't had a chance to comment yet, leave a comment so we can get you entered. If you're watching on any of the Facebook channels, you have until Saturday morning to leave a comment. Thank you, babe. And we'll pick names then, and I'll shoot you a note. Also, if you're local, I put a couple offers in there for people who buy DreamBox. Anyone who buys a DreamBox in 2021 and uses my code and tells me, I'll send you a $25 Starbucks gift card because it's delicious. What do I use for a craft table? So this is what it was meant to be used for, as a craft table. I'm lucky to have these tables that I need for HSN, so I use those. He's going to show you. So I use those, and there's the puppy looking like she's broken. I don't know what's happening there. So I have another table. DreamBox Create Room also actually has tables that you can get to go with this, like little side tables. I didn't need that, so I don't know a ton about them. But again, if you look on your website, they do have, like, they have something for sewing, and they have other side tables to go with. Somebody asked again how much it is. Just the basic, not with that fancy front door that I got for whatever reason. And doing it yourself and getting the 40 count of bins, it's $22.99. Shipping is free. And then if you use the Kingston code, it's $100 off. Is it so heavy it dents a hardwood floor when moved? No. Well, ours are, is this softer than hardwood? So we have LVP, which is softer than, there, look at our new floor, softer than hardwood. And Don was just reminding me that when the guys were here actually putting in the new flooring, they rolled this thing around everywhere and had no problem with it. And it hasn't damaged the floors, and it's a lot. How sturdy are bins when a weight is added? Really I'm trying to think what might be the heaviest. I mean, I think is this maybe the heaviest? Probably the heaviest bin I've got. Like, it gives a little bit of flex, but I'm not, I mean, they're sturdy. You can also, again, something else I bought that didn't need. You can buy lids for the bigger ones in case you're like traveling with it. It's not something that I would use, but is another option that's out there. The magnetic sheet is from, so the bins, the shelves, the magnetic sheet, everything is from Create Room because they make everything custom fit. So when you're going through and looking at like, okay, I want the Create Room, it'll actually walk you through. Do you want this? Do you want this? Before we go, I will read you the things that I got and did not want. Can you buy extra shelves? You absolutely can. Can you buy bins only? I don't see why you couldn't. I don't know if this is after you've bought, can you buy more bins? The answer to that is yes. Can you buy bins without buying the box? I believe the answer is yes, but I'm not sure why you would. Because these are pricier than what's like the plastic tubs that are out on the market. So there might be some other thing. If you're just looking at tubs, there's probably some other stuff out there that's better price. These are just made to fit in here perfectly. So I would not buy the Create Room and then try to find other tubs to fit it. To me, that's not worth the hassle. The only thing that I found that I substituted, the plastic bin, the plastic, these things, I got these. I could have easily used mason jars. So this is the only thing I got for it that I think I could have substituted something else. The bins and stuff, I absolutely would get because you don't want to take the chance of buying a bunch and then they don't fit. So the bins I think are definitely yes. Do the bins fall on each other? No, they sit on these lips and they're actually super sturdy. Is that what, like 3/4 of an inch maybe? I've never had anything fall out of this, including, by the way, when I've rolled it around the room. I mean, it's in there. And like when the door is closed, everything, you know, is closed in. I've never had one thing fall out of here. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. How do you put your magnetic panels on? They're a sticker. There's like a big sticky thing on the back. You know, fold down the first inch, put it at the top, and then like slow. It's actually really satisfying. It's a giant sticker. The magnetic panel. Do you take diamond presses apart and store them in a box? I take my metal dies apart and store them on the wall. My other diamond press stuff, I store in one of my other tables because I need them organized for work things. So I don't mess with my diamond press stuff too much. Oh, Cassie got a few more questions. Okay, good. I'll stay out here as long as you guys want. If you feel like you need to leave us, what do you need, babe?
The other piece of paper.
This one?
You are the answer back.
Oh, no, I need this one. If you feel like you need to leave us, I think there might be a winner's name written on there. If you need to leave us, make sure you've left a comment because we want you to be entered to win the goodies. Does it take longer to get extra add-ons? That's a great question. My stuff did not all arrive at the same time. So when the DreamBox arrived, I got this size and I got this size. This size was out of stock. And I think it took maybe 10 days, 2 weeks. Was it longer?
2 weeks or more.
Maybe two to 3 weeks to get these. They send the box and what they have with it. And then, but those did come a little bit later, not like 6 months later, but like 2 weeks later. Is the table stain resistant? It's like IKEA top. So you could, the Mr. Clean magic eraser things. If like, I have set coffee on this and then just, but if you like spilled wine on it and left it there overnight, it's probably going to stain. It's probably going to stain. Can it attach to a wall with straps?
It has
Don Kingston's going to answer. Security bolt
strap, if I remember.
or like a safety bolt. That's a great question. I would suggest go to the Create Room website and look under FAQs. I feel like we got something and we didn't put it on the back because we wanted to move it around. But that's a great question. I would look on the Create Room website. That's a great question. Colors it comes in. So it comes in white. It comes with the flat. inexpensive normal people door. Then it comes with this shaker door for me who felt bougie, even though I never actually look at it. It comes in like a gray. And then I want to say it comes in one other color. I'm going to ask Dawn to look it up while we're looking. And then I'll get back to you. What would you put if you didn't get extra drawers in the center?
Yeah. And the 2 types of white and then the farmhouse gray.
2 types of white in the farm. The white is the same. It's just the door front is different. And then they have the gray. That's if you didn't get these extra drawers, this would just be where your middle started instead of down here. The drawers are kind of I mean, essentially it's $33 a drawer. Yeah, they're like, Can you add labels to the outsides of bins? Yes. So I have seen people do like Cricut on the front, or they write like on the piece of paper before they put it in. I didn't do it because it's a little bit cleaner, again, for TV, but you 100% could. Like if you don't want to put a color on and you just want to put like markers or scissors, oh yes, you can. This is plastic. I wouldn't write on it like with a permanent marker, but you absolutely could do vinyl, or you could write on the actual insert, or like make cute little labels with your label maker, all the things. Okay. Before we go, I mean, there are a few more questions I'm happy to answer, but let's talk about the things that I got and don't think you need. To be honest with everyone, I spent $3,300 on mine because I thought I needed all the things. You do not need to spend that much on yours. So that's why I'm here to help you. So the magnetic board was on sale when I bought it. It was $45. The rods, and again, the prices might be different. Like I was on there yesterday and something was on sale. So the prices I'm telling you are the prices that I like paid on sale. The rods were about $25. You get 6 of them. To me, those were absolutely, absolutely worth it. DreamBox, obviously. So the crown with a light. So that's something that sits on top of here and it sticks out like about to here, and it's got a light further about there, and it's got a light underneath. I actually really loved it, but I couldn't have it for HSN because, first of all, I'm almost 6 feet tall and I barely cleared it without shoes on. So I couldn't be back here trying to be on TV and hitting my head on the light. But if you, again, are like working in a guest room, or this is in your family room and it's dark in there, or like you're trying to work and your husband's watching a movie, it actually is pretty gorgeous. So that's why I'm giving it away, because I couldn't use it. But someone's going to use it and love it. And that was like $250. But it was great for somebody to use it. The 80 pack of totes, I thought was totally worth it. It was about $250. There's something called an essentials kit, which I am giving away to somebody local. All that information is in there. So the essentials kit, I'll come back, babe. You don't have to. Is this giant cutting mat that fits the table, and this pen holder or toy caddy or tool caddy or whatever. This was $100. I have 7,000 of these, and I actually had enough room for my pens. So for me, this wasn't worth it. If you're a sewer, this might be totally worth it because it fits the top of your table. Or if you're like you were asking about stains, better to stain this than stain your top. So that was the essentials kit. Let's see what else. The 3 Belgian drawers. We already know how I feel about that. Something again that I'll be splitting this between the 2 local folks. They're called shallow in-view totes. I haven't even taken them out of the packaging because, oh, there they are right there. Will you hand me those, babe?
Which one?
The ones underneath. Nope, over those. I haven't quite figured out what these are for, unless you're someone that maybe does like jewelry making, and this would be an in-process, like you'd put your in-process project in there. 8 of these was $70. So for me, no. But if someone has an idea about what they would be useful for, I would love to hear because I spend all the money on this. And then the lids that I was talking about were like $25. I am happy for $20. I'm happy I have them, but I wouldn't have bought them like knowing what I know I wouldn't, because I'm not gonna take, it's for like taking this tote. You snap the lid on and then you go somewhere with it. And it's cool because it covers the holes so stuff doesn't fall out, but I don't go anywhere with mine. So here comes our sad dog. You guys can't see her. Okay. Let us do the,
She has a couple more.
okay, Cassie, do you have a, the winner? Okay. Okay.
These are on the YouTube.
Here.
These are all the YouTube.
I got it over here.
All right. This one too.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the winners from YouTube. If you are watching this on replay, you can go over on YouTube or on Facebook or anywhere. You can answer or you can leave a comment on Facebook. It's on the Kingston Home Facebook page, Kingston Crafts Facebook page, and our Kingston Crafts private group. You can leave a comment there and you'll have until Saturday morning. I've got, well, after I list these, I'll have 10. Just goodie prizes. And that's the other thing. This helped me purge stuff I'd been hanging on to for years because I was like, well, I've got this big giant drawer. I might as well fill it. Having to like, okay. What are you saying? Donna's whispering mean things to me. I have two problems: Christmas paper and embellishments, and anything having to do with travel. So I had like Christmas scrapbooking sets probably from early 2000s. They needed to go. So because I needed space in my totes, I was able to purge that. So this really helped me kind of get an image of what I wanted. Okay. These are our YouTube winners. Put my glasses back on. If you are one of these people, if you will send an email to info@thekingstonhome.com with your mailing address, we'll get these to you. Okay. Pamela Clote, I think, Klote. Oh, I love this username. Booper 92200. Wendy, I'm going to ruin this. Quicklinski. CWIKLINSKI. Cindy Hayslip and Vicky Purvis. You guys all send me your email. Okay. Last few questions. Can you buy sheets separately? The magnet sheets. I'm honestly not sure. You might as well try it. Go see. If you do, obviously the Kingston code's not going to work because it's more expensive than the thing. It might be worth trying. I don't know what their shipping is like on supplies. It's free when you do the box, but I'm not sure. It might be worth just putting it in your cart and see if it'll let you check out. That's a good idea. Are the bins strong enough for a stack of 12 by 12 paper? They absolutely are. This bin is full. I mean, it's not all 12 by 12, but that bin is full of paper and it's good. We're totally good. Is the sewing machine too heavy for the table? No, I've got sewing machines under there. This table's pretty sturdy.
They also sell that separate sewing station.
And they do, thank you, babe. They also do sell a separate, like one of those side tables is a sewing station, or they market it as a sewing station. So that would be an option if you have concerns about that. And again, I didn't need it, but I think it somehow either attaches or latches on or it goes to the side, but you can make this a whole shebang. There's like a standing desk. There's all kinds of things happening. What are the smaller items next to the beads? Pom-poms. These cute little pom-poms. So good. Can you return accessories that don't work for you? You might be able to. I didn't try it because I knew I was gonna. So like I already have some friends. I don't know if you guys know Jonah's Hands, the cutest child that crochets. He just got a DreamBox, so I sent him a box of extra drawers, extra tubs, so that he could like start working on his while he's waiting for his actual DreamBox to arrive. Are you looking up their return policy? Don's gonna look up their return policy. I would have returned some things if I had thought that through, but once I had them, I had them. Can they hold ink cubes? So have all my ink cubes in these, and this is incredibly disorganized because I was just using them. But this is how I store my ink cubes.
Warranty returns.
And I have two tubs of these. Dawn's looking up returns. So that's how. So yes, it does hold ink. It hold. I mean, I'm trying to think of what it wouldn't. So, whoop, oh Lord, now I'm dropping ink pads everywhere. Onto the floor. So the one thing I would say.
It talks about returning on the furniture. It doesn't talk about the accessories.
So I'm betting maybe no.
I'd say that's a good question.
Yeah. That you might want to send them an email and ask. It's a good question. If I was a betting girl, I'd say maybe no. Like you could only return it if it's broken. So the one thing about the bins, they fit 12 by 12 paper beautifully. Where you sometimes get into a little bit of trouble is, and I think I've actually trimmed all mine, but let me see if I can find. You know how some paper has, well, here we go. So this paper has this little lip right here. It just fits. Like, I mean, so you can see it fits in there fine, but I don't have like an extra ½ inch of room. So there are some companies who make paper that if this, oh, now you get there. If this was even a 1/16 of an inch or a 1/4 of an inch bigger, it wouldn't fit. But that's not a deal breaker for me because there were maybe a dozen pieces of paper like that. And let's be honest, it was probably paper from like the 1990s that I needed to get rid of anyway. But I just trimmed off the little lip. Like it doesn't take away from the paper. I had maybe a dozen or so that didn't fit. It also fits where you can get a little bit tight is, so like this fits. I mean, this is a 12 by 12 pad of paper and it fits in there. If you have two, like, see, I've got these in here. All I had to do was fold the little plastic part and that fits, but there's not extra room. So for example, if this was solid or like thick piece of plastic or cardboard, I'd have to trim it to fit, but this clear plastic, I mean, I'm like embarrassed to show you guys how much. See, I just folded all these, but look at, okay, we'll do this and then we'll go. So this is just in one little tub. So I've got 1, 2, I've got this big paper pad, 2, 3, 4, and this one has like the stuff in it. 5, 6, Dawn, don't look at me. 7, so this has 7 full like collections of paper in it. And then I've still got room for probably 1.5 inches of just plain pattern, Halloween pattern, fall pattern paper. So these tubs hold quite a bit. Okay, I think we got it all. Have I been rambling for like 17 hours? Over an hour. Sorry. I just want you guys, so here's the thing. I just want you guys to have all the info because like I said, I bought more than I needed to. And there were some things that I didn't need. So I want to save everybody from that. But as someone who paid for hers, I want to talk to people. You know, I watch all these videos and they're like, I'm giving you an honest review of this create room. And then you look down and it's like, I was given this for free. This is a big investment. I totally hear you and I totally get it. And I was skeptical at first. Those of you who know me in real life know that I don't believe anything is going to be as awesome as it says it is. And honestly, I was just needing something to be pretty for HSN and was just going to store, because I was like, I'm not going to fit all it in there. I'll just store my other stuff somewhere else. 7 pieces of furniture I got rid of. I think it's in my Instagram stories. 7. Don Kingston just said, thank God for this thing. Your husband might say that too. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me anytime. If you decide to order one, if you're local, the first 2 people that are local that order, I will physically show up at your house, whether you want me to or not, with some stuff. If you order one in 2021 and you send me your order using the Kingston code, I will send you a gift card to Starbucks. And I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. Thank you. This was awesome. I feel very accomplished. Cassidy did an amazing job as always. Don Kingston, you're a genius. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great weekend. I will see you next time.